All right, could you tell us your name today and spell it out, please?
My name is Ben Kahn, B-E-N. My last name is Kahn, K-A-H-N-E.
So, Ben, I know that you're really passionate about music, so I just want to talk a little bit about that passion of yours today. So, could you kind of start off where you're from, your background, and maybe the beginnings of your interest in music?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from New York City, so there's a lot of nightlife there. So music's something I've been passionate about my whole life. So even from a young age, I listened to everything from rap, hip hop to just the regular pop, the hits. More recently, as I got older, I was interested in DJing, so I was able to start out with my own mixer, and then from there, I've kind of been going up and making a name for myself a little bit.
So, I want to kind of walk through the process. I'm sure in elementary school you played some instrument, and then maybe in middle and high school. What was kind of your musical involvements growing up there?
Well, so in elementary school, I played the clarinet as a requirement technically. I wasn't so much into band or anything like that. I was more interested in the actually listening to music and hanging out with friends and just kind of different genres of music. So that's something that I'm still interested in to date, but it's definitely evolved over time.
So, when did you start getting into really physically playing with music, either creating or mixing, and kind of having your own creations in
Yeah.
the field?
I definitely say when the pandemic hit because I was locked in my room even more. So I had my own mixer, and I kind of started out just experimenting on my own, and just that's where it all started from the pandemic. So probably around 3 years ago.
And did you know that coming into college it was something that you wanted to continue as a hobby, as if it wasn't just a temporary thing you picked up during COVID?
Yeah. I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really sure how college life was going to affect, my relationship to music. But I'd say it's definitely gotten more serious since I've been here, in a number of different ways.
And what are some of those ways?
Well, I've been able to actually use a mixer and DJ at a few different places now, which has been pretty cool. So I'm definitely getting more serious as time goes on here at Duke.
And from what I understand, you have interest coming to play for different venues and events. Could you kind of talk about the process of maybe getting recruited to play different shows
Yeah.
and songs?
I mean, like I said, I've gotten more serious, especially lately in the last few months. But as time goes on, hopefully I can, kind of make a bigger name for myself and kind of spread the word. But I'm just kind of seeing where everything takes me right now.
So as of now, you're just kind of going with the flow. Do you anticipate that this would have any inspiration in your career, whether it be in a specific industry or pursuing music as a whole?
Probably not. I'm interested in like economics, business, and entrepreneurship. So it could stem from the entrepreneurship side, but I don't think that. I think it would be more of a hobby or something like that. I don't think it would tie into my career at all in any way.
Interesting. So, along with the entrepreneurship, what have you been specifically intrigued by with entrepreneurship?
I mean, again, even from a young age, I've been very business oriented in a number of different ways. So I'm looking at exploring a number of pathways, especially in college now, like the INE certificate, stuff like that. But again, I'm just kind of exploring what I'm interested in at the moment and just seeing kind of where life takes me.
So you don't anticipate that the pursuit of entrepreneurship in music would overlap at some point, or is it something that you'd welcome if the opportunity arose?
I would definitely welcome it, but I don't think I'd pursue it intentionally. If it happened to, if that happened to come about, then sure, I'd 100% welcome it. But I don't think that's something I intend to pursue as a opportunity right now or in the next few years even.
So I know in college there's probably more opportunity for playing music, as college students love to hear live music and different types.
Yep.
Maybe over the summer where you're away from Durham, how do you plan on continuing this hobby and this passion of yours?
Yeah, like I said, I'm from New York City, so there's a ton of nightlife there. I'm trying to kind of get around there at least, just kind of continue what I've been doing here and expand that back home. And that would be really cool and something that I'm looking forward to doing.
Has there been any chance that you could potentially play at different clubs and venues in New York City, or is that a goal that's currently in progress?
That's definitely a goal in progress. I haven't really thought that far ahead yet, but that is something I've thought about actually recently, especially, during the summer, all my home friends are home and everything, so it would just be really cool if I were able to get that opportunity.
So could you talk a little about what different specific types of music that you either play or enjoy listen to on a daily basis, or
Yeah.
at specific events?
Well, there's a few things that goes into that. Number one, my favorite type of music to listen to is normally rap and hip hop, especially like to name a few artists like A Boogie, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, those artists. My favorite music to actually play is a little different. I'd say more of the 2010 hits and stuff like that. Those songs are just incredible to play in like a club and nightlife, stuff like that. And I also find them really easy to mix as opposed to the hardcore rap songs. So those are definitely two different types of genres.
So would you say that different events and different styles of playing kind of dictate what genre of music you specifically go for? And if not, is there ever any opportunity for overlapping of that?
It's always about like when I'm playing or DJing, it's always about the crowd and like reading the crowd. So that's definitely something I pay attention to whenever I don't want to call it performing, but DJing. I'm always reading the crowd to see what they want. So if I'm playing my favorite music, it might not be their favorite music. So I'm always paying attention to stuff like that and different cues. But there could be an overlap. Sometimes I do play rap when I play on the set, or I also listen to pop in my free time sometimes if that's what I enjoy.
Have you found that there's been any specific song or artists that really get the crowd jumping?
Specific song. I can't name a specific song, but there are a lot of songs in 2010 pop that are by like Usher, Jay-Z, Rihanna, all those artists. I can name 100 artists if you wanted. That's what everyone loves to hear usually, and those are the songs I like playing.
And it seems like a lot of remixes tend to be focused around those songs. Would you say that those songs have a certain musical capability to be easily customizable?
Something I've learned is, especially in the area in terms of SoundCloud now and all the streaming platforms we have, there are a ton of remixes out there, but definitely the popular songs get the most views and everything. So I think that a lot of artists tend to focus on remixing the songs that people love the most, which makes sense in a number of different ways, but that's probably true, yeah.
Yeah, I found that through my listening of SoundCloud, a lot of the songs do happen to be in that late 2000s, early mid-2010s era.
Definitely.
So it's interesting to see that those are the ones of choice. But yeah, that's awesome to hear, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And talking about your
Anytime.
passion.
Thank you for having me on.